Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of You Oughta Know, where I introduce you to bands that you definitely should have on your radar. Today's guest is a band from North Carolina called Hollow Intent. How are you guys doing today?
What's up, man?
Yeah. Go ahead and introduce yourselves for the fans, for the crowd. Go ahead.
I'm Will. I do vocals and guitar.
Shane, play bass. My name is Mark Davis. I'm the drummer.
Lead guitar, 7.
Very good, very good. So let's talk about the band a little bit. Like, how did you guys get started? Like, where does the name come from? Like, just a little bit of backstory on you.
So the name was made basically about what I was being initially written before the lineup was finalized. Basically, just what I was writing about was just life experiences of people that essentially did any of us wrong. Their intentions weren't, they're superficial. So, hollow, obviously. I met Mark when we were still a different name prior to Hollow Intent. Now I met Shane
With another band, actually. He actually came to try out for drums. Shit went bad, and then this is how Holland.
Yeah,
here.
and I knew Wes.
Okay.
I knew Wes from Ethereum, and it turns out we actually pretty much grew up in the same town, but didn't even know it.
Yeah, so like different bands in the scene, like kind of got together. Like, would you guys say that you're like an all-star team all of a sudden?
Fort City All Star.
Ah, yes.
I'd like
Sweet.
to say Island of Misfit Toys. Like,
There you go. So how would you like, for somebody that doesn't know Hollow Intent, how would you describe your sound? Like, what would you think like your biggest musical influences are?
I mean, it's pretty eclectic for the bunch. Mine ranges from, most of the modern, like your modern rock, 2000s metal rock, like Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, Deftones.
Mine's like, I guess, early 2000 emo scene. Like, I love the Used, the Refused for punk.
Same.
So, yeah.
Huge, the Used and Story of the Year fan. Like, you have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the smart guys in the back, fans of Kiss. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of all over the place, man. I could go from listening to like Hank Sr., old country and western, David Allan Coe stuff, to like Napalm Death. I'm a big
Nice.
punk fan.
Yeah. And hip hop, too.
I like a little bit of hip hop. Shout out to Lil Dicky. You know what I mean?
Pops in.
I know y'all.
That's really cool. I mean, you definitely, like you said, it's an eclectic mix. So like you have a few songs that you have released over, like, I want to say since last year. I know that's Parasite, Monster. The latest one was a Superhero, right?
Right.
And then you have a new one that's coming out. Go ahead and talk about that real quick.
So, Machine, that one actually was one of the newer songs that we wrote together, and it just kind of pieced itself together. I actually had lyrics for that, and then I stripped it down and rewrote it just because I thought it sucked really bad. But yeah, that song comes out on Friday. Our pre-save link is pretty much everywhere. I'm sure you have noticed. And that song is mostly about the not staying within the confines of a social mold. So, what people expect you to be, it's just being rebellious, essentially, if you want to call it that, really.
Cool. Very, very cool. I mean, as you guys know, like, at this moment in society, like in the world, we're dealing with the effects of, the pandemic. And I can see that you guys are still getting together and rehearsing, but how has that affected you besides the fact that, like you can't do any shows? Nobody can. So how have you guys found a way to, like, work around that?
It's definitely been tough. I will say that because there was a point in time, I just probably about a month ago just got healthy again. I started out 2020 really bad. I had the flu.
Yeah, he missed the show, actually.
I missed the show. The night I got diagnosed with the flu, I was out for the count and went back to the doctor for follow-up, and then I had pneumonia for about 2.5 months. and then I got bronchitis, and I just got rid of all of that. And then the whole time, all this stuff's unfolding. So these guys have been.
Ate a bat.
Yeah, I tried to figure it out. But yeah, these guys have been making sure.
He didn't eat a bat. Don't believe it. Okay. No, I said you didn't eat a bat. Don't believe it. Don't. You did it, right? Okay, good.
But yeah, so they have definitely been hitting practice as much as they can. I had to also a couple things that, like my mom's got COPD.
Okay.
And, you know, Shane's working out of town, so because he's actually got a pretty big title as a job. We both. Well, I used to do what he did, and somebody else here has got a really big title as well, but a lot of interactions, a lot of stuff like that. It's really been hard. Trying not to get certain people, you know, try not to host it and pass it. So
Yeah, I do this stuff full time, so for me, I get a little restless sometimes. So
Yeah.
I totally understand.
I get restless sometimes, but I mean, it sucks because we had some shows lined up. We vowed to put a single out every other month. In fact, we were actually planning on doing a 14-day, 13 show stint with a band from Puerto Rico that I've been friends with for about a year now.
What band?
Held off. Bella Stella.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I've heard that. Oddly enough, like I've been out of the island for so long. I'm born and raised in Puerto Rico, and I've been out of there for so long that I feel like I'm just like reconnecting with the scene again, and it's been a little bit difficult because like most of the people that I know, I knew, I would say, like they're not still in it, or they're in it in different capacities. So it's kind of hard. Like it's fun and frustrating at the same time, but it's like I'm rediscovering all these people. It's like, oh wait a minute, you were so and so, and you used to be with this band, etc. It's just pretty exciting at the same time. But yeah, that's pretty cool that you guys are hooking up with that with a band from Puerto Rico. And yeah, it's just such a different time. But I actually love the fact that you guys are still able to rehearse and just at least polish your act and everything. Like what's the first thing you guys are gonna do? Like as soon as this is all over, like book a show?
Shows.
Perfect.
We have something big in mind. We're looking for somewhere to host it. That would like to be a part of it, and it would definitely be a type of benefit show for it's a benefit show for local businesses, anybody, victims, families, stuff like that, and try to help out as much as we can. That's one thing that this band this band that we're that I'm a part of. This is the farthest that we've done the most out of anything I've ever done, ever. I've been in other bands that have done more stuff with other bands that I like I opened some Misfits and stuff, but this band by far surpasses all of that. And I'm glad that we were actually able to do stuff like that, put people together to be a part of that stuff, benefits and helping each other. That's actually how I met Will, my other band. It was a benefit show for
the Hurricane.
The Hurricane benefit down in Wilmington.
Oh yeah.
It was right after Hurricane Florence, and it was a benefit show like 2 weeks after the hurricane had passed, and people in Wilmington finally just opened up. The venue that was open at the time, I had 22 bands / artists from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. like just back to back to back to back. It was, and then right about when it got heavy, about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon till like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, it was asses to elbows. Like, yeah, it was crazy.
All right. So like let's go ahead and wrap this up real quick. Like, what do you want to say to all the people that are your fans right now and that that are a little bit restless? I know you're getting all the support and you're getting a lot of streams on different platforms and everything for your music. But what do you want to say to them, and not just to them, but like to somebody that's just watching this and seeing you guys for the first time? What do you want them to know about Hollow Intent, and why should they start listening to you?
Well, if you like the sound of breaking your neck whenever you're listening to good music. That definitely helps. But
you will, Mom.
Yeah.
Move your head when you on our show.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would say, you know, number one overall is just to be patient. You know, that's the biggest thing that a lot of people, you know, are having an issue with right now. It's been, what, 2 months now, and everybody's getting restless. They want to jump out and go back to this thing. Just be cautious, be patient, be safe.
We're in the same boat. As soon as we get out of here, we want you guys to come, and we're just like you. We want to go out and play shows. We want to play for you guys.
Live is where it's at.
That's right.
Where it's at.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Just be patient, be safe, and, you know, like, we want to jump out there too, but we understand that sometimes, you know, if we have a show in the middle of these phases that they're having, you know, there's going to be only 20, maybe 30 people there, and that's just fine. If there's 2, that's fine.
Yeah. And don't use a lot of hand sanitizer. Stop cleaning your counters and touch about anything you can to build that immune system back up. Because I don't want to get sick.
All right. Okay, so everybody, this is Hollow Intent from North Carolina. Their new single, Machine, comes out this Friday. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you buy music, you can find their single, okay? Thank you so much, guys, for being on the show, and I hope to catch you at a show sometime, okay?
Thank you.
Have a good one.